Alright guys, so this is episode 2 of Sparkster. This stage was pretty challenging. It took me a little while to get used to it, but I would have to say that as a Sparkster player, I think this is where I grew the most. I really started to understand the controls and just kind of the way the game worked. Now, this is sort of the sort of game you have to get comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with it, if you don't really kind of have the controls down, you're going to have a lot of problems. But once you do that, it becomes pretty interesting to play, and it's really a lot of fun actually. I love the rocket charge he does and all that stuff. And this is just one of many paths you can take through this factory. This is the one I prefer. I'm actually writing a guide for this game. I decided to definitely do it. I don't remember what I said about that in the last video, but I know I was contemplating at one point. But this is the path that I suggest in the guide. Also, on a side note, it's pretty interesting that the Sega Genesis version of Sparkster is very different from this one. I didn't play a lot of the Genesis version, I just kind of checked it out. I'm not sure which one I like better. They both have their merits and their flaws, really. But overall, I'd have to say both games are pretty good. I would say they fall into that category known as gems. And this factory here, it's a longish level. It really only took me maybe about 5 minutes to beat it. But if you're picking your way through it and you don't know where you're going, it'll take you a little while. And here I'm just getting a few gems because, well, I'm greedy. Of course, this is pre-recorded, and I'm doing a voiceover of it. Like I said, this it just doesn't really lend itself to being played and narrated at the same time. And this is a checkpoint here. If you die, you'll respawn there. I like those minecart wolves. They're actually a pretty cool idea. I don't know. I know, it's just kind of weird. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They're like firefighters in a factory where they have flamethrowers. I don't know. You gotta watch out for those rollers. They will squish you. And I kind of messed up there and fell. Fortunately, there's an apple. And in fact, those rollers, I rocketed into them many times while practicing for this video. It's quite comical, really. I should kind of demonstrate it. They actually flatten it. So that's kind of funny. I have a little bit of trouble here. I could have just ricocheted off the walls, but I got kind of nervous. I was like, oh no, those pounders might flatten me. And beyond that wall there's a banana. And here you have to ricochet. There's probably other ways you can do it, actually. It's so funny how those wolves die, too. Now this is probably the most pathetic mini-boss I've seen in a long time. You just do that to him, and a couple of those, and that's it. He won't even touch you. And I really enjoy doing that. I'm not really sure why, but it's just kind of fun. These screens are odd. We'll see one come into play a little later. They also hide secrets. And it looks like that wolf was looking up at something, which is kind of interesting. I kind of discovered that secret by accident. I was just kind of messing around, seeing what I could find. And here Sparkster gets painted red for, I guess, no particular reason. He's in a factory. I guess he's gotta be painted red, right? Now you walk into this and he ain't red no more. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, what the joke is there. Is he a redheaded stepchild? We're going to beat this boss coming up like it's a redheaded stepchild, that's for sure. In fact, he's right here. Now this boss is kind of cheap in my opinion, because he'll pick things up off the ground, and his patterns are kind of random, and his attacks change depending on what he picks up. So I'll pick up like a rocket launcher. I did notice that the charge attack does work pretty well on him. It is kind of situational. Depends on what he's doing. I did eat a lot of and he spazzes out when he dies. I did eat a lot of damage here. So that's it for stage 2. Definitely a learning curve with that stage, that's for sure. The next stage coming up is really awesome. It's probably one of the most unexpected stages I've ever encountered in a game, and you'll see why. Hopefully I can master it without too much trouble. It is pretty tough, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much, guys. I will be back with more, and until next time, good luck and happy gaming.